Welcome back. Today, we are diving into the many unpopular opinions that I requested upon my Facebook and Instagram. So if you participated, thank you so much. It gave me content for today, so bless you. And if you're watching this, thank you so much, because I get to create content. And my goal for this week is to stop saying so much, because I keep having to edit it out of my videos and it takes up a lot of unnecessary time. But I really do just want to say thank you to everybody who watches the stuff that I put out, because I'm just starting to learn and grow. And let's dive into it, shall we? Before we dive into it, I would just like to give you the opportunity to like and subscribe to my channel, because it means a lot. I have goals for this channel, so if you want to participate and help me reach those goals, let's get into it, shall we? Unpopular opinion number 1, eggs and ketchup. Personally, I'm not a fan of ketchup because it's just fast food tomato jam, and if you want to have tomato jam, there's a lot more gourmet ways that you can go about it. But ketchup, particularly with eggs, just is so nostalgic. Like, I feel like when I was little, my brother probably put eggs or ketchup together, and he definitely put ketchup on his macaroni, like Kraft Dinner. And it was just, it's not a vibe for me. I'm not a ketchup person. If you're a ketchup person, yeah. No ketchup for me, please. Hold the ketchup at brunch. Unpopular opinion number 2. Hockey sucks. Hockey does suck. Hockey sucks. I'm sorry. You guys can get mad at me all you want, but I was that little kid on the soccer field, not really sure what was going on, just like standing there like, I don't understand sports that involve chasing balls or things in general. I'm gonna stick with that statement. So, hockey sucks, sorry. Number 3, pickles are overrated. Pickles are overrated. Not for me. I think I wrote when I was like 10 in my journal, like, I want my, actually I was probably like 20, let's be real. I want my future partner to love pickles so that he can eat the pickles off of my plate when we go out to eat. Like, I'm pretty sure I stole that from a movie or a TV show, but that wasn't like genuinely something that I wanted. My boyfriend doesn't like pickles either, so it's even better. We both just hold the pickles and our lives are pretty dang good. Number 4, she sparked a little bit of banter in my comment section and I was thrilled, let me just say. Number 4 is Hereditary is lame. If you don't know what Hereditary is, it is a horror movie that came out a year ago. I did not watch it. I love horror. I love horror movies. I appreciate the horror genre. However, the banter in the comments was quite detailed and I appreciated each side of it. And at the end, they came to the conclusion that modern horror is just bad. It just sucks. And that is something that I have to disagree with. Modern horror is evolving. Let's go with that. Number 6, battle scars. Just kidding. Okay, number 6 is our unpopular opinion that McDonald's fries suck. They do suck. Like, okay, they don't suck, but there is rarely a time where I go to McDonald's and I'm like, best fries ever. However, I do not discriminate against the common potato. I accept potatoes in all forms. Though I am mostly impressed when you go to McDonald's and you get fries that are fresh out of the fryer and they're like hot and crispy, like burn the roof of your mouth, hot and crispy and salty, like, ooh, that's everything. Like, you can't say no to that. Again, I don't discriminate, so. Unpopular opinion number 7. Socks and sandals are okay. Socks and sandals are the one thing that's like a deal breaker for me. If you go to the house and you're wearing socks and sandals, I'm gonna be embarrassed to be seen with you. But that was before I tried on socks and sandals. Now, I'm a new person. I appreciate the convenience of having had sock on and slipping it into a tiny sandal. It's convenient. Okay. Unpopular opinion number 9. Coffee is terrible. I cannot agree with this. Those words never come out of my mouth. I was one of those people who started drinking coffee by ordering ice caps from Tim Hortons. My first job in Vancouver was working at a Starbucks, and I thought I knew everything about coffee. After spending 2 years there, I was like, I'm a coffee queen, I am a barista, I am verified by Starbucks, hashtag certified barista. I didn't know anything until I got a job at a real cafe with a real espresso machine and took real espresso training and realized how much effort and tasting and love goes into making coffee taste good. If you think coffee is terrible, like just based off flavor, you have not had good coffee. That's all I have to say about that. That's that on coffee. It is addicting though, and that is, in fact, terrible. Another beverage that may be considered terrible, Dr. Pepper. But I had this obsession and I drank too much of it and I got red diarrhea. Dr. Pepper diarrhea. Number 11. Unpopular opinion number 11 is something that I got from one of my recent discoveries on YouTube. Her name is Nicole. I found her when I was searching for different ways to start a YouTube channel on YouTube. And she has a great podcast called Talk Nasty to Me, where she goes through sort of how to self-help / how to do things / story times. It's good. Her voice is actually very soothing, so if you're into just any kind of AMSR, you should check it out. So on her podcast, she has one episode titled Productivity Culture is Toxic. And when I saw that, I was like, I cannot agree more, because every single time I saw a TikTok or a Facebook post or an Instagram post about being productive and starting new projects or small business hustle or blah, 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 I instantly felt terrible about myself. Not only that, but it can be toxic as heck for people who overwork themselves. And I am one of those people. Previous to COVID, I was working 3 jobs, like 7 days a week. And this wasn't just like for a few months. This was for a couple of years. And it was because I felt I needed to be productive and I wasn't being productive in my career where I wanted to be productive, and I felt like I had no control over being productive in my career. So I would work a lot of restaurant jobs, marketing jobs, brand ambassador, you name it. I was like, may as well make money. That is an unhealthy way of being productive, is overworking yourself. So not only can people overconsume content that makes them feel bad about not being productive, it can also feed into your workaholic side if you're a workaholic. Lots of other YouTubers have spoken out about this too. I know my favorite YouTuber, Casey Neistat, expressed to his viewers that putting out a video a day was destroying his relationships. 100% you should dedicate yourself to your craft or your passions, but I think a little bit of too much productivity is a bad thing. You need to balance that with self-care. Productivity culture is toxic. Number 12, kids aren't that great. And the only reason that I know this is true is because it comes from one of my friends who is a new mom. Seeing your friends have kids, or people in your life that you know in your general age range to have kids, you learn to pity them. Your social life is gone. You are a mother. And for some people, that's everything. That's the world. They're born to be moms. And for some people, it's just a happy accident. And for me, seeing my friends have kids has made me realize I am not ready to have kids. Number 13 is gender reveals are stupid, followed by it's a social construct. I have 2 things to say. Don't waste your time on a gender reveal cake, firecracker, whatever the cannonballs these kids are putting blue and pink confetti into these days. Your kid's gonna choose their gender anyway, whether you like it or not. We're living in a time where kids have access to technology and they have access to do their own research. So if they feel like they want to switch their gender up or not at all, they're gonna do it. As far as it being a social construct, I don't know. It's kind of, I feel like gender is necessary in understanding your identity. Like whether you know you're 100% identifying as male or female or in between or as neither, I think that sense of identity is very important. So I'm not sure about it being a social construct. I think it's necessary. Change my mind. I'm open to hearing your thoughts. Number 14, bread is not that good. Potatoes and bread are life. Carbs are life. Okay, if you haven't watched Zac Efron's docuseries on Netflix, Down to Earth, I think it's called, he does an episode where they go to one of the blue zones, and it is one of the few areas in the world where people are considered to live longer than, I guess, other areas in the world. They have a high tendency to live past 100 years old, and there's a word for that I want to call centenarian, but that sounds wrong. Sardinia, Italy, here we are. They are convinced that one of the reasons that people live so long past 100 years old there in this blue zone is because they live on a low protein diet, high carb. I rest my case. Number 15. Jennifer Love Hewitt is the most successful of all the Jennifers. Well, I googled her net worth and it disagrees with you. But I am a huge fan of J Love, as I like to call her, J Love, because I was obsessed with her show Ghost Whisperer when I was a kid. Basically, she was able to talk to ghosts, and it was like, I want that superpower. Yes. As far as her being the most successful, she can be in my mind. Let's just leave it at that. Jennifer Garner, the underdog of all the Jennifers, is not to be disregarded, okay? Jennifer Garner is one of those sick actresses that does her own stunts and trains for her movies. Like, she, I think to this day, still does a lot of training. Jennifer Garner is extremely underrated, though. Sweet 16, Sweet 16. Isn't that a song? Wait, it's a Hilary Duff song. It is. Sweet 16. All of the Star Wars are bad, even the old ones. I'm guilty of not committing to any of the Star Wars. I watched the first one. I watched A New Hope. I recently saw a TikTok that was comparing Star Wars to Harry Potter and saying that Star Wars is just Harry Potter in space, and if you haven't seen it, I'll try and link it below because it is seriously so funny and very accurate. So I guess either you're a Star Wars, what is your fandom called? Like, whatever you're called, either you're one of those or you're a Potterhead. Guess which one I am. Number 17. Low-rise jeans are coming back into style with the visible thong. You know what? This is not unpopular because I've heard a lot of people say this, and I have even considered it myself because history repeats itself, things come back into fashion, and let's be real, it's inevitable. It's only a matter of time before thongs and low-rise jeans are hipster and cool again and vintage. If it does happen, I will not be participating. Our final unpopular opinion is number 18, Game of Thrones is overrated. I feel like when it first came out, it was cinema made for television, if that makes sense. Like, it was cinematically shot and it was well written and the episodes were long enough to feel kind of like a movie. I think the hype towards the end was certainly overrated. Still worth a watch if you haven't seen it though. All right! That's all I have for you today. Those are all the unpopular opinions that I could sift through on my Facebook and Instagram. So if you're still here and you made it to the end, please like and subscribe because I have goals and I would love for you to be a part of them. I'll be uploading on Saturday, so see you then.